Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial I wanted to show you a stitch. You can make with this stitch so many things. The stitch itself, it's very thick. Yeah, look at this. This is thick. So if you want to do a scarf, this is really warm. You can make a blanket. But with this stitch, you're gonna have to make sure that you have enough yarn. This one is gonna eat a lot of yarn, you know. I just did a small sample here as a scarf, and you choose if you like this as a scarf. But this one is thick, you know, and it's pretty. You can make a sweater, blankets, hats, whatever you like. This one, it's really thick. Okay, this stitch has only one row repeat. That's it. One row repeat. So if you like to work with this stitch, whatever project you're gonna do, make sure that you have enough yarn. Yeah. Okay, this stitch works with odd number. I have here 15 chains. You can, for the scarf that I just showed you, I chained 29 chains, because being a little bit elastic, you're gonna need to put more chains. Yeah. You're gonna have the impression that it shrinks. Yeah, just make more chains. So I have here 15 chains. We're gonna skip the first 2 chains from the hook, and into the third we're gonna do a double crochet, and this row. And the scarf was worked with 5.0 millimeter crochet hook, because the yarn that I used asked for between 4.0 millimeter crochet hook and 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. So also now I'm gonna use 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. So this row is gonna be double crochet in each chain. So you're gonna move to the next chain, and you're gonna do a double crochet, next chain, double crochet, and so on. It's a very elastic and thick stitch. You can make, if you have a chunky yarn, you can make a rug. You can make so many things with this stitch. And I will suggest, if you choose to, whatever you do, a scarf, a hat, a sweater, make sure that you use either the correct, the recommendation of the crochet hook for that yarn, or you use a number, one number bigger than the crochet hook, than the yarn recommends. Because this one, it's worked with front post and back post, so we usually need a bigger crochet hook, otherwise it's gonna shrink. Yeah. So we did double crochet in the last chain. So now we're gonna chain 2, turn your work, and the second double crochet here, we're gonna do a front post double crochet. We're gonna work in sets of 2. So 2 double crochets front post. The next 2 double crochets we're gonna be back post. Yeah? So we're gonna go to the second double crochet, and we're gonna do a front post double crochet, and you move to the next double crochet, front post, and now the next 2 double crochets we're gonna go and do a back post. Kind of have to wrap your crochet hook around that double crochet. Yeah. And you move to the next one, and also back post. The next 2 double crochets will be front post, and we're gonna alternate like this. 2 double crochets front post, and the next 2 double crochet back post. So the next 2 double crochet back post. And this is gonna build a really really fast. So the next 2 double crochets will be front post. Move to the next, also front post, and the last 2 we're gonna do a back post in the last 2 double crochets. So you have the double crochet and the chain, so you're gonna go around the last double crochet, and I'm gonna do a back post, and into the chain, the top chain here, you're gonna go in there and do a double crochet, chain 2, and this is gonna be the row that you're gonna repeat on and on and on until you finish this whatever you do the project. So we have here, first we have front post, and we're gonna do front post, the next it's also front post. Like I said, we're gonna work in sets of 2. Now the next, they're the 2 back posts. It looks like a back post, but they're the front post from the previous row. Yeah. So now we're gonna do back post. So the next back post. So the next are front post, the next 2. So this is the stitch. It's a very easy stitch, goes really fast, but for a scarf, for a winter, really cold winter, I think this stitch is nice, or you want to make a chunky sweater, will be really nice. So the next 2 front, we just did the back post, the last 2. And the last 2 will be back post 2, 1 and 2. So we're gonna do back post into the last 2 double crochets, 1 front post from the previous row, and into the last we have the chain 2. We're gonna go on top of the chain 2, and we're gonna do a double crochet. This is how you're gonna finish, with a double crochet each row. Chain 2, turn your work, and you're gonna repeat, and it starts to build already. So we have 2 front post, 2 back post, 2 front post, 2 back post, and so on. I'm gonna do this row and then I'm gonna stop. So the first 2, I'm gonna go in there and do a front post, double crochet, and the next front post, double crochet, and now we have the next 2 back posts. And the next will be the 2 front posts, double crochet. But I think this one for a scarf, this stitch to do a scarf or a hat or a vest, just remember that this one is gonna be thick, even if you use a thin yarn. So the next is front post, the second front post, and we're gonna finish with a 2 back posts and the last double crochet on top of the chain, the second chain. So you have the last double crochet in there, sort of, and the chain 2. I'm gonna go on top of the chain 2, and you're gonna do a double crochet, you're gonna chain 2, and you're gonna repeat, and it's already building, and this is gonna get really like this. That's why I said chain a little bit more. For example, for a scarf, this scarf that I just showed you, it has 11 centimeters wide. So I put 29 chains. I skipped 2 and I worked only with 27 chains, stitches. Yeah. So it came up to 11 centimeters wide. So if you want wider than 11 centimeters, then you're gonna have to put more. Maybe you go, I don't know, 31, 33, 35. Depends how is the yarn size, what size the yarn is. So this is the stitch. Goes really fast. Look at this. This is thick, and for a blanket, I don't know, for a sweater, unless you work with a thinner yarn. This one, it's the yarn is quite thick. So the scarf, it came up to this. This is warm. No? Well, I will suggest have a little bit more yarn than, for example, for a scarf, at least 300 grams. Now depends how long you want your scarf to be, or how wide you want the scarf to be. I will suggest have at least minimum 300 grams. If you want to make a blanket, then I don't know, but it's gonna take a lot of yarn with this, you know. But if you have a big stash of yarn and you don't want to do anything, well, some items, crochet items, you can use for a blanket and give away as a gift the blanket. Yeah. Okay, well, this is the tutorial. I hope you enjoy. Have a good day.